Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the NFL Alumni Lounge. I think, did we not only bring you a beautiful set today, we brought you one of our favorite. There's layers to this right here. The legend.
Lots of layers.
Dr. Rush. Ladies and gentlemen.
Let's get it.
Chuck Smith, how are you?
Charlie, it's good to be here with Mr. International, worldwide,
That'd be you,
national.
Coach. That'd be you, Coach.
From Europe to America, North America, South America, New York, Boston, the whole crew, man, everywhere on the East Coast.
And you know what, guys? This guy's got him swimming, spinning, doing it all, from ATL to Dallas and around the country. Some of the biggest names in football you've trained. So first, let's take it back to your career.
Yeah.
So let's talk, what was your journey going from college to the NFL?
Well, my journey was I was a junior college transfer.
Okay.
So it wasn't I wasn't able to come through the front door. I had to come through the back door. I wasn't a good student.
Okay.
In
Is that
high
what it
school.
was?
Yeah. I was one of the first groups of no pass, no play, Proposition 48. Gotcha. No pass. So when it hit in around 1984, I couldn't play.
Tell people about no pass, no play, because some of our listeners don't know what that is.
No pass, no play. I think it was like I said 84 or 85, where it's the first time you had to have a certain grade point average to play football. And so what happened was, if you didn't have that grade point average, literally it was over. And I remember my coach, it was like a ton of bricks.
Right.
So there was no lead up to it.
Right.
So nonetheless, part of my history is I wasn't the best high school student.
Okay.
I became one after that, a better high school student. So I went to junior college. But my thing was, when I went to Tennessee, I knew that the only way I was going to play in the National Football League is to have a skill. The highest skill that you can have, in my opinion, as a D-lineman is rush the passer. So I'm not a big guy. I wasn't the fastest guy, but I had a high skill level. I had passion, and I believed in myself.
Do you remember what the height and weight was at that time for you?
I was 6'2", 246, I think, at the combine.
Okay.
Give or take.
Okay.
Yep. So I'm not, in that day I was perfect. In this new era, I'm not what they would consider a long, but I'm not short. But, it was just such a blessing to go to the University of Tennessee, because we was coming into the era of the 90s.
Right.
So the Tennessee rocked in the 90s.
Right.
It was us and the Florida Gators. We were the best two teams. Yeah, we was winning. I played on back-to-back SEC championships, Sugar Bowl, Fiesta Bowl. So it set me up when I got to college for the long haul. And so I've been highly blessed. Then to get drafted by my hometown team.
Dirty Birds.
In the A,
Forget about
I was a part of the Too Legit to Quit era. I played with Dion.
What a squad.
Then I was a part of the Dirty Birds. So I'm a part of two legendary historical teams now. So just letting y'all know, popping my collars,
So, we said this was, I don't think we were on camera last week. Look at this guy.
Sorry about that.
Gigs coming in. We're in the lounge. I try to tell him, look, in the lounge, it's time to kick back and relax, man.
Right.
But the work never stops for Coach. It really doesn't. You just walked off the field. So today, guys, it's kind of a little bittersweet day, because it's the last day for session 1 here at the NFL Alumni Academy. Coach, we've been getting a lot of emails from NFL alumni, retired players, asking, what's going on here? Because it is so full circle. It's called the NFL Alumni Academy. We have some of the best NFL alumni here coaching guys that are technically now alumni, because they had a small taste, most of them, of the NFL, and now they're trying to get them trained back to the league. So what do you think of the talent base here? I
think the talent base is doing a really good job, Dean, in bringing in guys that can compete, whether it's at the NFL level or even with the partnership with the XFL. And last year we had guys going to the USFL, but we also had a lot of guys, playing the NFL. I think it's the gift, because so many times NFL players have been left from around the table. We didn't have a seat at the table.
Right.
Now at the NFL Alumni Academy, as coaches, we have a seat to give our knowledge to this next generation and try to help prepare them for their life as NFL players.
Yep.
So that's what, like the former players, you're welcome. Come on out.
Yep.
Jump on out. You got some expertise, you're welcome. You know what I mean?
I just saw Anthony Dorsett's here today. He was here checking it out. And that's the cool thing, the NFL alumni family environment that's being created here. Guys come around sharing knowledge. And the real cool thing that we've seen too now, it's not just players with the vertical movement back to the league or to another league. There's also coaching opportunities and front office opportunities coming out of here, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's dope, because we also have young coaches that we're developing in the program, like Coach Dez, from Atlanta. We got coaches now. He's learning all ways to, break down film, how to coach in certain things. So, I was able to get him out here. But also, you got coaches that have already been coaches that have come back to get that little tune-up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just get that little tune-up, and it helps you get back in the NFL, and it gives more visibility to them. So, we got guys that are going to be – we had 2 XFL coaches out here today that were former NFL players. You know what I mean?
Scouting the guys.
Yeah, man. Paul Spicer, Ty Warren. Yep. And both of them got Super Bowl championship rings.
That's so cool.
So when you think about it like that, man, this is something – all the NFL players should be proud of, and one day when they all learn about it, because we still, we're out there,
right?
But there's still a lot of room to grow.
Yeah, I mean, this is year 3, so we've been. This is year 3 for us at the academy. The previous 2, we were in Canton, Ohio. It was a great time up there, but it was only running backs, offensive, defensive linemen, and we had some edge rush. Right. But we didn't have every position how you have today. So this looks more like your classic NFL training camp out here.
We got all positions.
Yeah.
I mean, we doing.
I said that yesterday to someone. You know what they said to me?
What?
Watch Chuck's face. Who's the kicker?
Oh, we don't have a kicker. Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. I've been saying that, and I hadn't. See, I'm sorry, kickers.
I've been lying.
Hey, that's the one.
We gotta find a kicker, man.
Because we forget about the kicker. I'm sorry, kickers. Y'all like probably sometimes the most important people. But right. I literally have been saying that for months.
Yeah, me too. Everybody I see.
And there's not a kicker.
I run into somebody at Albertsons. Oh, we got every position.
Wow.
No kicker.
There's
so
no
maybe
kicker.
Pat McAfee, you might need to help us find our kickers out here. So back to it. You have what's really cool. I've been talking to some of the players and then asking them, how's it to work with Chuck, this and that. A lot of guys have said, really cool, because I've been following him online for years, or I've been looking at his stuff online for years. That's cool that they get to work with you in person now.
It is, because I know that, when growing the craft, for the stuff that I do to really work, it's got to be a player's movement. They got to see it. They got to want to do it. They got to execute it. So many people, they haven't had a chance to train with me, and they just see what happens online. It gives them a foundation to understand that it's not just being an athlete, it's a skill. I have a system.
Right.
But it's pretty cool because guys be like, yeah, I've been watching since I was 8 years old, or, I've been doing it for 20 years.
Right.
The guys that said, yeah, I started doing it in 2002 before someone were born.
It's insane.
Yeah, and their dads turned them on to it, and they still watch it. It's I'm appreciative, and I'm always proud of where this craft has gone.
Yeah.
Because if you'd have told me in 2001 that it would be where it is, where there's like thousands of position trainers, I would have believed it because I had a vision, when you're the first,
But the full bloom of it, you couldn't have seen how big it
got.
I
couldn't. You got running back, you got wide receiver, you got all these cats with cool nicknames, Sack Sensei, you know what I mean, the Route King.
Yeah, right.
So many positions, but when
we got the good doctor.
Yeah, when I started, it was like me.
That's awesome. And guys, if you're on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Dr. Rush, Chuck Smith, he ain't hard to find.
Just hashtag Dr. Rush, and that's probably the best way.
Yeah, you'll see it right there. So in you now looking at this, like, is it cool to say, actually, to folks that don't know some of the.
What you looking at? Somebody pulling up on us?
I'm seeing, I'm hearing the planes.
This backdrop is
this
crazy.
could be this session's players headed out of town. And the next one coming in. It really could be,
Yeah.
But to some of the folks listening, tell them about some of the NFL guys that you've trained, because it's just mind-blowing, your roster.
Well, I'm highly blessed. I work with, Hall of Famers like Richard Seymour.
You don't hit the B. Coach, you hit the B, we're going to die.
I know, right? I did that. I'm sorry, guys. I work with, like, people like Richard Seymour, and from the old school, 2007 Defensive Player of the Year, Albert Haynesworth, 2-time Super Bowl champion, O.C. Emenori.
Absolutely.
And in these modern times, Aaron Donald, Von Miller, Max Crosby.
You guys know these guys, right?
Yeah. The Bradley Chubbs.
Yep.
Just Cam Hayward.
Impact players.
Yeah, impact players, and I'm highly blessed,
Is there something you see, like, compared to all those impact players? You take the Von Millers and Aaron Donalds, and then you take what you've been training here at the academy. And I know these guys, they're right there from the NFL. Yeah. They're right there. What's the trait you're seeing that needs to be?
you got to have those guys right there. They have a next level pass rush IQ, where they're able to do things and do it consistently. But most importantly, the great trait is they're able to fix flaws on the spot when they happen.
Okay.
Guys who don't get to that level, when things don't go their way, they flinch, they fall apart. They don't know how to get themselves back on track with doing pass rush moves.
Right.
Aaron Donald, when he loses, he's gonna keep doing the same thing.
Right.
You know, and I think the grit, there's an arrogance and the cockiness that you got to have, that you believe I am that dude. You know, Aaron Donald believes he's that dude.
Right.
He does. He is that dude.
He is. Yeah.
You know, Cam Hayward believes he's that dude and should be considered the same dude as Aaron.
Right.
I mean, that's just his belief.
Right.
And, you know, they were both the All-Pros last year, and whether that may be it, that's the kind of dog mindset you got to have. And so it's just, when you see those guys, they're different.
Yeah.
They are. They work different. I mean, those guys work. This is what I call this new era, Charlie, is the grind era. Everybody's like, I'm about that grind. You're hashtag grind,
right.
Hashtag grindhouse,
right.
Hashtag on the grind.
Right.
But some of that's a facade.
Yeah.
I call that, when we used to call cats back in the day, halfway crooks.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? They halfway crooks, man. You know, so those guys that I'm naming, they be grinding. They putting in 6-7 days.
It could be the new
a week.
hashtag Harry.
I know, right? Yeah, man.
Like
hashtag
that.
halfway crooks. Yeah.
I like that. So it's the guy and the guys that really do put in that work. Now, when you're talking a pass rush, this play is happening in a matter of seconds. So when you say a guy flinches or hesitates, something like that, and gets beat, is it real? Like, that's a millisecond breakdown.
Yeah.
That could separate greatness from not making the cut.
Yeah, and guys just don't know how to recover. Guys have a bad play in the game and things don't go their way, and they're all of a sudden now doing things that aren't conducive to having success.
Right.
So when I say flinch, I think you're talking about a different flinch. When I'm talking about flinch, I mean when a guy's a pass rusher, you know, let's just say John Jackson's a pass rusher. He's killing it all game. Then all of a sudden he has a quarter where he makes a mistake. Then he flinches. He doesn't do what the great ones do. The great ones fix that flaw and keep going.
Just get back to it.
The guys who are just guys, they're able to transition.
Gotcha.
Now onto the other flinch, those guys are quick twitch. Those guys are twitchy. You know, Aaron Donald and Von Miller and Max Crosby, it's like when you see a cartoon and lightning hits them, it's like, zzz.
Yeah.
I mean, they go.
Right.
That little twitchy, that's called having twitchy DNA. Okay. And that's what you want, because that gives sudden movement, your ability that when you're twitchy, you're able to change direction, pivot, plant, explode forward, backwards, and have great movement. And that's what everybody wants, a twitchy athlete. And those guys are super twitchy. And there's some of that's you're born with too now. Right. Some of that's DNA. Some things that, you know, other people just won't get. And God bless those guys with twitchy DNA and a high IQ in pass rush.
So this is something I've been wondering and wanting to ask you. So this program, it takes place over 12 weeks. So there's 4 groups of 60 players each, and they'll each be here for 3 weeks at a time. So now today marks the end of session 1.
Yep.
Tomorrow, this weekend, whatever, session 2 moves in. Are you now as a coach, because last 2 years we've had the same group of guys the whole season pretty much. What are you thinking now as a coach going into group 2 with what you kind of learned with this? You know, we get this 3 weeks, which is a short kind of amount of time. Like, are you thinking anything different now with group 2 coming in?
No, I think just coach them up.
Gotcha.
Increase their IQ, increase their value towards the professional leagues. That could be an option.
Yeah.
I think we start a 3-week progression of a camp, and we evaluate the guys and see what their needs be. So we don't do everything exactly the same, because every player is different.
Right.
I believe that a coach should teach the player individually what he needs most, instead of everybody having to do the same thing. Right. So we'll do an assessment. We'll get them here. We'll rock and roll, and then we'll go from there. And hopefully at the end of camp 2, we'll have had as much success as we've had in camp 1.
Absolutely.
So it's exciting. I like it better this way.
It's kind of cool.
It's exciting because we got a new group coming, new stories, new players. You know, last year, I mean, nothing against the last 2 years. I thought it was fantastic, but you know, the players.
I loved you guys. You know,
but I will say this: the guy. Yeah, right. Don't throw me under the bus, Charlie. But from what we did last year, guys, you know, got blessings of having the opportunity to get in the league.
Yeah.
And you know, guys, we absolutely wrecked the USFL, so that was great.
Record setters.
Yeah, we
Davin, we're looking at you, man. There were some studs, and you know what? It's going to be so exciting to watch their careers this year, whether it continues in the NFL or basically fills out the XFL. It's going to be a major talent pool for the NFL. Right. And any pass rushers, if you're looking to take your game to the next level, and I don't care if you're in high school, younger than high school, if you're on social media, take advantage of the gems that Coach lays out there because they're invaluable. And honestly, it's stuff that people pay high dollar for, and you offer it to the kids and to the youth at no cost on social media, which is really cool for me as just a fan of yours to see that. So Dr. Rush, Chuck Smith, lock in with him, whether it's Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. Coach, I'll be seeing you out here. If you guys hear wind, forgive us. We gave you a beautiful view.
Yeah, that's good. It's all good, man. I mean, listen, we outside.
Outside.
This is real. We're not no studio with lights and, this is you're on the field. We're in the grind, man. We're in the grind, so that's how we do it.
Ryan, did you ever see where Nolan Ryan grabbed Robin Ventura and hit him with that? That was right here.
Yeah, this is dope. I mean, it's a pretty cool area, Don't mess with Texas.
Don't mess with Texas. We'll see you next time on the NFL Alumni Lounge.